In Rise of Civilizations, we have 3 commanders guaranteed early on. The first is the commander leading your civilization. The second one tags along during the tutorial, Markswoman, and we never use her again. And the third one is actually one you unlock within the first or second silver keys you use. You go, sweet, I got another commander. Unlock her, and really never see her again unless you go looking for her. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to the Gekko. Another day, another video for you guys. And today we're going to talk about gathering. We all gather every single day. We all need gathering commanders and slowly nurture our gathering commanders to be fast gatherers. We have these very known commanders for gatherings such as Cleopatra, such as Joan of Arc. We always send Shark out, Gaius, Centurion, but we actually have one more gathering commander. Constance, the yellow-haired beauty right here, that unless you guys really focus on her and make sure to level her up, you will never see her sculptures again. That's right. It doesn't matter if you use silver or gold keys, you will never see another sculpture from her again. The reason for that is that her sculptures are only available either in the expedition shop, where if we go right now, you will see her up here forever for 400 gold coins, or you can convert universal sculptures into her sculptures in order to level her up. Now, the problem is getting these sculptures can be somewhat of a pain in the butt, except during the Civilizations event. More exact, there are every couple of weeks these events that are civilization specific. We had the Japan event where you had those flowers, you did all these different tasks, use action points, gather, and all that good stuff. And in return, you got these items which you could have exchanged for many different rewards, such as 4 items for a gold key, 2 items for a commander sculpture that is related to that one civilization. So in the Japan, we had Kusunoki. And a bunch of other things like resources, like I think we get purple stars. And in there, for 1 item, you can end up with 5 blue universal sculptures. Now, in my case, when the Japan event hit, I had Kusunoki maxed out. So getting Kusunoki sculptures was useless for me. And therefore, I ended up picking up the maximum amount of universal blue sculptures I could get, which was 50. When I reached the China event, I decided Sun Tzu is not someone I really care for at this point. I can definitely get him from rolling gold keys. As you can see, he's relatively advanced, even though I really haven't been touching him at all with any type of either universal sculptures or anything like that. This is just from rolling keys. And when the time came where I had to choose if I wanted more Sun Tzu or not, I decided during the China event to also get the full amount, 50 universal sculptures, and slowly and steadily, just like that, I leveled up my Constance. Now sure, if you have a lot of gold coins, you should go ahead and use them to get Constance. But that is of course if you don't have any other commander of the week being focused on. For example, I am waiting for the time where Yulji is the commander of the week so I can finally max him out. The same goes for Pelagius, who is on his way there as well. This is how I've gotten them as far as I have. But if there are commanders that I don't really like or don't really need, I definitely suggest for every one of us to go and get those 50 sculptures every single time. Now, in my case, I had a little bit of a problem because when I started unlocking my Constance, I thought to myself, listen, you don't really need her first skill. Her first skill is direct damage factor, which quite honestly is useless for gathering. I do want the second skill, which gives us the bonus gathering speed. I don't really care for troop load because in terms of regular tiles, gathering tiles, all it means is you'll send less troops there, which really doesn't matter. Unless you are sending her to gather in the alliance resource tiles, in which case you're sending X amount of troops no matter what, and they will just bring a lot more resources. But really, the real juice and the main reason she is so important is her 4th skill. Her 4th skill, Queen of Sicily, I guess that's how you say it. Constance receives an additional 6% resources upon completion of gathering, up to 10 So if you guys max this commander out, you can actually end up with an extra 10% resources for free. If you do your talents correctly and end up getting to here as well, that's an extra 6% resources, and all of a sudden you're getting an extra 16% resources. A level 6 tile that is a food tile or a wood tile, for example, has 504,000 resources. An extra 16% is over 70,000 resources extra for free. So of course she's the most important gathering commander, because you have to get those extra juices. This is just free stuff. The thing about her though is that, and I made this mistake as you guys can see, is that you really don't want to be doing what I did, which is unlock all her skills and then level her up. One of you guys called me out on that during the stream, and then we talked on Facebook for a little while, and he actually convinced me and showed me that my logic was a little flawed in that sense. My train of thought was, since this is a random thing, if I unlock only one skill, I have a 100% chance of hitting this, which will be pointless. If I unlock 2 skills, it's a 50-50 chance of something I want versus I don't want. And then I said, listen, if I unlock all 4, any of these is good for me, and this one isn't. So I have a 75% chance of hitting something I like versus 25%, which I thought was great odds. But what did end up happening, as you can see, is that somehow this ended up getting maxed out before the rest. And all that happened is that it became much more expensive for me now to max this out, which is probably the most, well, we are doing this for the 4th skill, right? But this skill is just as important, as the percentage of speed for gathering is really the most important thing, because you really want her to gather as fast as possible. So while I unlocked all the 4 skills before I started leveling her up, I do not recommend you guys to do it. If you guys really want to get a little bit ahead and try to maybe cheat this one out, you could try to unlock them both and then level either of them up, hoping that you end up maxing this before that. But the most likely outcome will be that. I really recommend using her and leveling her up just like every other commander, skill by skill as time goes by. And hopefully, if you do your work right and you get all your expeditions done, so you get a lot of gold keys, gold coins every day. And on top of that, during those events that are civilization specific events, you guys pick up at least 1 time or 2 times the 5 commander sculptures, the universal commander sculptures, then you will definitely manage to level her up pretty quickly. Is she worth it? 100%. The 16 extra percent are worth it all. At this point, I'm getting an extra 12%, and I usually send her to the tiles where I need those resources the most. Because if I'm already gonna get that tile, I might as well pick up another 12%. So the bottom line is, definitely keep your eye on the civilization specific events and decide whether or not you want to get those commanders, whether or not you're gonna get as many universal sculptures as possible, and definitely keep her in mind as part of your event, as part of your expedition plans. I know that in my case, I really want to max out Pelagius and I really want to max out Eulogy, both of them who show up on the store as weekly commanders. That's why I have not spent those 34,000 coins that I have, because I'm waiting for Pelagius, who I think is next. And if it's not, then I'll keep waiting, because I am very close to maxing him out. And I really want to abuse the fact that he appears on the weekly commanders and ensure that I get those there, rather than spend these universal sculptures, which I could spend on any other commander that is not part of the weekly commander. Now, as of recently, they changed the weekly commander lineup, and we saw the resurgence, the appearance of Belisarius as the commander of the week, which is what we have right now, which made things a bit more interesting, as right now you can end up getting him as well. So manage your gold coins correctly, make sure she is part of your plan, and do your best to max her out. Every single day that you haven't maxed her out is another day where you haven't enjoyed the extra juice of extra resources, and I will be most likely focusing primarily on getting her leveled up in the next couple of civilization events, as well as after I finish up either Pelagius or ULG, whichever I end up first. If you guys have not worked on your Constance, start working on her. If you have already, let me know in the comments below what made you start working on her. If it was someone from your alliance who gave you the tip, if you heard it from any of the content creators or something like that. Because believe it or not, if you don't have someone who tells you, listen, you should probably take a look at her, most people completely ignore her or just say, this is pretty cool, but don't really see how important her 4th skill is. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below, what's their level on your Constance? When did you figure out you need to level her up? And what was your plan to level her up? Did you guys also notice we completely went through that verification without even saying a thing? Smash the like button if you guys like the fact that we just blew over that and didn't even care for it. Anyway, I'm the Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on the bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. I hope you guys had a great weekend. You guys have an awesome week coming up. Kill it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.